So before I start my video really quick, I just took an exam today for my fashion forecasting class. So for those of you who don't know, my major is fashion merchandising and I love this major. It's something I've always loved. And I used to think I wanted to do design, and then I realized like I am creative. It's just I don't feel like sewing. I don't feel like coming up with the designs. It just felt like too much pressure for me, and it wasn't something that I was truly passionate about in that way. So something that I've kind of turned to is just like I've kind of meshed my love of business and my love of fashion together. So anyways, I had a professor, and all semester, like I don't know, like I never used to participate until I transferred colleges. And in this class, like I would be raising my hand every 5 seconds and be like, I know, pick me, like I have something insightful to say. So it's something like really cool because I've never ever been that way, and I was really excited that I felt like I could contribute something to the class and like my ideas were valid. So after the final exam, and after she did this after the midterm too, she's just like, what do you think? Like, was it okay? Like, I was like, oh yeah, it was great. She had mentioned, or she had a blogger come into our class to talk to us about it, and she kind of helped spark my interest in YouTube again, because I know it's something I've always wanted to do, and one of her biggest pieces of advice was to stick with it. So I just asked her that, and then the teacher just gave me such a huge compliment. Or professor, because we're in college and it's my third year of college, and I don't know how to say that yet, but yeah, anyway, so my professor, she was like, you were always smiling, and I'm so glad like you participated so much in class. So I almost started crying out of happiness. Like, it just made me feel so good, because it kind of reminds me that like what I'm doing, like I am supposed to be here, I am supposed to be doing what I'm doing, and I am good at it, and it's something I should continue. Like, it just makes me so happy, and hearing that from her like really made my day, and I'm so glad to have a professor like her. So shout out to her. But other than that, I am going to go ahead and do a review for the Morphe KathleenLights palette. It is something that sold out very quickly. It was a limited edition. I've been watching her videos, and I know she's trying to get another one through, and it's such a gorgeous palette. Like, they should make more. I think that having more people have access to it is a great idea. The other thing is, if you follow my channel, and if you don't, you should follow it, because at the end of the month I am going to do a giveaway for my subscribers, and I am so excited. I can't wait. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment, and all of that fun stuff, and let's get started. So this is the outside of the packaging. It's kind of got red foil saying Morphe x KathleenLights. And the packaging gets dirty really easily, but it's a really smooth packaging. It kind of reminds me of like the Tarte Pro Glow palette. Inside you have all of these fun colors. So as you know, I've already used this in tutorials a little bit, so you have seen the colors from me, but I'm going to do swatches on my skin tone, because my skin tone is a little bit darker than KathleenLights, and it's kind of a little bit more yellow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches. Oh, and one other thing before I get into the swatches is the one thing that I don't like about this palette is there like are no names for the colors like anywhere on the packaging. I know Morphe doesn't do that, but I think it makes it kind of fun. And then when you're telling your friends, or when I'm talking to you guys, like, oh, it's just like, oh, use that that gold one in the middle. Like, it's a little awkward, but that's probably the most disappointing thing about the product for me, but other than that, I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start swatching the top row. So I'm going to swatch this color first, and it's got this nice creamy texture. It is sparkly, but not like so sparkly that it's like what the bananas. Now for the color next to it, this is what the color looks like. Right here, it kind of matches my skin tone almost, but it is also really nice highlight color. It's a really nice base color for your products. This middle color right here, it's got a nice kind of orangey, like a nude, kind of a nudish orangey. Like, it's not overwhelming, but it's still orange and it's gorgeous. So next is this gold color right here. It's probably my favorite one in the palette. And as you can see, it's a really, really intense gold. It's actually like my favorite gold ever. I don't know if anyone can beat that for me. It's so gorgeous. So you have the last one in this row right here. I'm an idiot and didn't plan out how I was going to do my swatches ahead of time, but it is this color right here. So something I'm already noticing is that the glittery colors are way more pigmented than the matte colors, but they are highly pigmented and they are like really creamy and easy to blend. So this second row has like all of the pinky tones and all of that, and we're gonna start with this first one here. So like I said, the matte colors, they aren't as opaque, but this one's still pretty creamy actually, and it's a really nice color to use in your crease. I mean, it's a really cool brown and I like it. I think it goes really well with my skin tone. This one right here I am wearing today on my lid. It's a really pretty pink sparkly color, and seriously, like, look at how gorgeous that is. It's kind of cooler toned, and it is probably my second favorite color in this palette. It looks so pretty. So now we have this one in the very middle. So this is more coppery, and I think it's an amazing color as well. I've already used this in my holiday look along with the other gold, and I love this color. It's such a good color. So this color right here is next. This is what it looks like. It's actually a lot more opaque than the other colors when you just do like a single swatch, and it's a really pretty like lighter cranberry color. I know that was her goal, and the one next to it, we'll see how that looks. So you have this last color right here. It's actually very similar, and on my hand these look exactly the same. In fact, the one that's supposed to be lighter looks slightly darker and swatched better, so that's really interesting because I know I haven't played with these colors yet. I mean, they're really pretty, but they're very, very similar. So that's really, like, I don't know, it's not a bad thing necessarily. I feel like you could probably work these colors together and do like a really easy transition. But anyways, that is the middle row. They're not coming off my skin. These last two colors, like, I don't know why. My skin is stained with this lighter cranberry tone that she made or wanted. It's like not coming up. This is a problem. Okay, so we'll just kind of work around that. So this last row is kind of a mishmash of colors. It's got some greens, some neutrals, and then black, which I think every palette is good if it has black. But we're going to start with this like muddy green right here. I bananaed. I dropped the palette. I don't know why I said bananas to begin with either. This is really pretty. It looks like it has like a duochrome look to it. It's like brown and green at the same time, and it's so gorgeous. Like, I need to do a look with it ASAP. So next we have this bright green, which does look a little out of place in the entire palette, but I think that's what gives the palette charm, and that's what I like about it. Plus, it's something unexpected. Like, you wouldn't normally have this in a palette, so I am going to swatch it now. As you can see, it's a really, really vibrant green. I like it. I think it would make anybody's eyes stand out. So now we're at the middle one down here. I don't know why, but this reminds me of the one like two above. I want to swatch it. Oh, so it's a little bit darker than the one that's two above, because the one that's two above is right here. But you could actually probably use these really, really well together. So then there's this like mustardy camel color down here. I feel like that one's actually pretty pigmented, and I feel like it's an unusual color, but it's color that's been on trend for the past few years. So I think it's actually a really good choice to have the palette. Like, it's been on trend in clothing, but I don't think I've seen it much in makeup. So I like it. The very last one we have is this black one, and this is what it looks like. I think it's a basic black, but I think it's good quality, and I am so glad she included it in this palette, because it almost seems like half looks you want to do, you do need a black color. And this is it for the swatches. I know it's not KathleenLights' fault. I know she just kind of like picked out the colors. I've actually had this problem with Morphe before, where it like will not come off your skin. There's always going to be like a little bit faint, like I don't even know if my camera's picking it up, but there's like always going to be like a little bit of a faint kind of color like left over. And I've had this happen with the pink tones, and this is what's happening now. So it's like, it's not KathleenLights' fault at all. Like, I adore her. I look up to her a lot, but that's one thing I've noticed with Morphe. So maybe it's just kind of a clue to like stay away from those pink shades from Morphe, because I don't know, I know you can get them other places, but I mean, overall I'm really satisfied with this palette. I just wanted to kind of go in and play devil's advocate with myself, so there's like, it's not like I'm mad at Morphe or mad at KathleenLights or disappointed in them. It's just some observations that I've made, and you know, hopefully it's something that like I'll learn from, like when I want to use the products, or something that, you know, even companies want to learn from, because I know when I go into the fashion industry, I'm going to want honest feedback and like constructive criticism on my products, so I know how to make them better. So that's kind of just like the goal of this review. Plus, I was like so excited to have this palette, so I wanted to show everyone the palette and my thoughts on it, how it looks on my skin tones, and I mean, overall I'm satisfied. Like, I'm so glad I got this palette. It was such a great price. It was only $14.99. It came to about $24 when you added shipping and everything, which that makes it a little bit more expensive, and you can't really get Morphe in stores, but this it's still like well worth it. Like, they're good quality eyeshadows. I love the consistency on like 85% of the ones in this palette, and I mean, I don't know, like there's not much else to say on it. So yeah, I mean, overall, like I said before, I like this palette. I like it a lot, and I'm really glad I got it. And that is kind of it for this review. So like I said earlier, there is a giveaway coming up, so do not forget to subscribe. Trust me, it'll be well worth it. And in the future, there will be more giveaways as I hit more milestones. And you know, go ahead, comment, like the video, all of that fun stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Why am I being awkward? Why are you so awkward? Bananas. What the bananas?